Good morning, students. So today we are going to study about the following concept. Introduction. So what's the computer? First generation of computer. Features of first generation. Second generation of computer. Features of second generation. Third generation of computer. Features of third generation. Fourth generation of computer. Features of fourth generation. Fifth generation of computer and features of fifth generation computer. So introduction. The history of computer development is often referred to in reference to the different generations of computing devices. Each generation of computer is characterized by a major technological development that fundamentally changed the way computers operate, resulting in increasingly smaller, cheaper, more powerful, and more efficient and reliable devices. So, in this session, first we should know what is a computer. A computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. It has the ability to store, retrieve, and process data. You may already know that you can use a computer to type documents, send mail, play games, and browse the web. And the computer can also be used in many areas like weather forecasting, aircraft designing, and so on. So next, the first generation computer between 1940 to 1956, the vacuum tube technologies were used. Vacuum tubes means the vacuum tubes as the basic component for memory and circuitry for CPU, the central processing unit. These tubes, like electronic bulbs, produced a lot of heat, and the installations used to fuse frequently. Therefore, they were very expensive and only large organizations were able to afford it. So in this generation, mainly a batch processing operating system was used. Punch cards, paper tape, and magnetic tape were used as input and output devices. The computers in this generation used a machine code as the programming language. Some computers of this generation were ENIAC, EDISAC, UNIVAC. The examples: IBM 701, IBM 650 are examples of these generations. Features of first generation computers: vacuum tube technology, unreliable, supported machine language only. Now the high level languages, it was not supported, like basic, Fortran, COBOL, C, C++. These languages were not supported, but even it was not invented during that period. It was very costly because you see the picture present in the right side, it looked like a factory. To operate this computer, very large, huge amount of electricity was needed. So it generates a lot of heat, slow input-output operation. The size was very huge, looked like factory. So it produced heat. So air condition was compulsory to operate such type of computers. It is non-portable. Second generation, 1963. The transistor technology was used. In first generation, vacuum tube technology was used. It was replaced by transistor technology. This transistor technology was invented by Shockley and Walter H. They invented the transistor at Bell Telephone Laboratories in the mid 1940s. By 1948, it was obvious to many that the transistor would probably replace the vacuum tube in devices such as radios, television sets, computers. So still, they relied on punched cards for input and printouts for output. Second generation computers, cryptic binary machine language to symbolic or assembly languages which allowed programmers to specify instructions in words. So now it is called high level languages. So in the first generation, only machine languages were used. So in the second generation, it just developed into high level languages like COBOL, Fortran, BASIC, beginners all purpose symbolic instruction, beginners, and Fortran, formula translation. So it was a scientific language, and COBOL, common business oriented language. So these type of languages were developed during the second generation. So the transistors replaced vacuum tube, allowing computers to become smaller, faster, cheaper, and more energy efficient and more reliable than the first generation processor. Use of transistor: reliable as compared to first generation computer, smaller size as compared to first, generate less heat as compared to first generation computer. Because first generation computer looked like a factory, the size was reduced. In this second generation, consumed less electricity as compared to the first, faster than first generation computer. Still very costly. AC also needed. It support both machine and assembly language. Third generation, between the year 1964 to 1971, the integrated circuit technology was used. The integrated circuits in place of transistors. A single IC has many transistors, resistors, and capacitors along with the associated circuits. The development made computers smaller in size, reliable, and efficient. The integrated circuit was invented by Jack Kilby and Robert Noyce. So when we compare to the second and third generation, the integrated circuit technology was used instead of transistor. So instead of punched cards and printouts, users interacted through keyboards and monitors and interfaced with an operating system, which allowed the device to run many different applications at one time. A central program that monitored the memory. The computers for the first time became accessible to a mass audience because they were smaller and cheaper than the features of third generation. IC technology was used, more reliable and faster, smaller in size, generate less heat, lesser maintenance, still costly, AC needed, consumed less electricity, supported high-level languages. Fourth generation starts in the year 1971. The microprocessor concepts were introduced during this period. Computers of fourth generation used very large scale integrated circuit technology, having about 5,000 transistors and other circuit elements with their associated circuits on a single chip, made it possible to have microcomputers of fourth generation. Some of the examples have been given. In 1981, IBM introduced its first computer for the home user, and in 1984, Apple introduced Macintosh. As these small computers became more powerful, they could be linked together to form network, eventually led to the development of the internet. Fourth generation computers also saw the development of GUIs, graphical user interface. The mouse and handheld devices were also introduced during this period. So it became user friendly. The features of fourth generation VLSI technology was used, that is very large scale integrated circuit technology was used. Very cheap, portable and reliable. Use of PCs, very small in size. The pipeline processing was also introduced. What is pipeline processing? So it refers to the overlapping operations by moving data or instructions into a conceptual pipe with all stages of pipe performing simultaneously. For example, while one instruction is being executed, the computer is decoding the next. Pipeline processing. No need of AC. Concept of internet was introduced during this period. Great developments in the field of networks. Computers became easily available. Fifth generation computers and beyond. Artificial intelligence technology has been introduced in this generation. So we should know few points about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence computers is having the following concept. First type, AI, that is artificial computers, should understand our natural language and reply to our take decision in its own. Important goals have been set in the artificial intelligence. We are regularly using these artificial concepts in our day-to-day life. That is, if you are playing chess game in computer, so if you move a soldier, the computer will move in the opposite point in the chess. So in this particular area, we are using artificial. In many areas we are using this AI concept. In this fifth generation, VLSI technology became ULSI technology, that is ultra large scale integration technology, resulting in the production of microprocessor chips having 10 million electronic components. This generation is based on parallel processing hardware and AI, artificial intelligence, parallel processing. So in the fourth generation, we studied about pipeline processing. Here, parallel processing is a method in computing of running two or more processors, this CPUs, to handle separate parts of an overall task. Parallel processing is a method of simultaneously breaking up and running program tasks on multiple microprocessors, thereby reducing processing time. Parallel processing may be accomplished a computer with two or more processors or via computer network. Parallel processing is also called parallel computing. In simple terms, parallel computing is breaking up a task into smaller pieces and executing those pieces at the same time, each on their own processor or on a set of computers that execute have been networked together. So here, the fifth generation computing devices based on artificial intelligence are still in development, though there are some applications such as voice recognition that are being used today. The use of parallel processing and superconductor is helping to make artificial intelligence a reality. What is superconductor? Superconductor is a material that can conduct electricity or transport electrons from one atom to another with no resistance. That is superconductors. So the quantum computation and the molecular and nanotechnology radically changed the face to computers. The goal of the development of artificial intelligence, development of natural language processing, the advancement in parallel processing, advancement in superconductor technology, more user-friendly interfaces, the multimedia features, availability of very powerful and compact computers at cheaper rates. Thank you.